what we have is our old existing lock with a broken steering lock and switches on the back, which has got to come off with a couple of screws. That's an easy job. And then we're going to put the key in order to switch this lock. So let's turn it off. So this lock wants to go into the new barrel that I've replaced or purchased from a well-known auction website. So that means that we'll have a steering lock and our bike will be insurance compatible again. So what you do is you put the key in and you turn it to the on position, and once it's in the on position you can access on the side there is a little hole which is hard to see, this little rectangular hole here, and once you get that on into the on position there is a little tab that you push down, a little round sort of tab. You push it down, it takes a little bit of practice to find it, and then once you push it down you can pull the key and this lock will extract with it. So what I'm also going to do is I was just using that to show you. I'm going to take that off just so that there's as much room as possible and no resistance to get this out. So I'm going to take the bezel off there, and this is the replacement lock that I've purchased. Let's put that out of the way. So this one here is brand new. You can see it's got the ready to receive the actual lock with the key, and it's got, this is all intact. So it wasn't cheap, but again from a well-known auction website you can get, well, you generally find most things. I would recommend this well-known auction website for second-hand and potentially new motorbike parts. There are specialist BMW part suppliers like Motorworks which are very good. Obviously they're not as cheap as the well-known auction website can be. I was lucky with this, I found this and I just bought it because obviously you need it. So let's see how we get on. So like I said, this goes to, I'm going to turn this so that the key goes in and it turns all the way around until it's in the on, keys in the on position. And then I'm going to get, so I can see the little hole. There you go, the little hole is there. So let's move that. There you go. Right, so that's clamped in now. So I've just got to get this in properly so I can find the springy bit, which is there, which I can feel. And then there you go. So you push that down. When you withdraw it, you can see the little pin on there. So that, and obviously when it's got the key in and in that position, all of the little locking tabs are recessed, so you can pull it out. So that's what we've done. And then all you do is that you get this. I'm not going to apply any extra grease because there's already grease within this new locking steer, I don't know what you call it, ignition switch, lock, thingy, barrel. Move that out of the way. And I'm going to look in here and just make sure I can see, and I'm going to introduce this and make sure that it's aligned so that it's round the right way. So it's actually that pin, that hole, the little rectangular hole, and that pin make together. That's going to go in there like that, and then it just clips in, and then we're in. So now we have our steering lock working, which is brilliant, and we have a nice working locking mechanism. It's a little bit stiff, but might just need a bit more lubrication, so I might put a bit more in it, but there you go. So that's all working, brilliant stuff. And this at the bottom as well is turning nicely. So once that's on the bike, we'll have a working ignition and steering lock. And then the last thing you have to do, you take the actual switch part off. So we're going to take that off. That's just 2 screws that are nice and easy to replace. Somewhere safe for a minute so that we don't lose them. This just lifts off nicely, slides off, and then we're going to make sure that this unusually shaped pin connects correctly with this so that we're around the right way in the right orientation. So I think that switch is in the on position, this switch is in the on position, so in theory that should just slide in nicely and line up. There you go, look at that. And then we have the ignition working, and then we just pop our screws back in and tighten them up gently. I wouldn't do them too tight because it's made of plastic, and we are sorted. And that's a nice simple job, one of a few nice simple jobs on this bike, because so far everything else has been a bit of a pain because it's obviously been left outside for a long time and it's gone a bit corroded. Once you've got these in, not very tight, obviously you want them tight enough so they don't come undone while you're riding, but not particularly tight because it's plastic. There you go, one repaired ignition switch now with a lock, and the actual switch to activate the ignition is on there, and we're all sorted. So now we don't have to mess about anymore with our broken lock. So brilliant. So there's another little job done.